Sorry for the feedback, folks, for a second. I just fixed that. Hope you can all hear me. Hi, guys. Welcome. Okay. Not too hot today. It was really hot yesterday, so it's nice. Not too terrible. Hello, Dope Heather. Hi, Patricia, Anna, Sherry. Stacy, hi. I'm so happy you made it. Good. Hi, Rita. Chris, Ann. Welcome. Hi, Cheryl. Say hi to our moderator, Cheryl, who is awesome, who I could not do this without her. I swear there's something on my camera lens that I need to maybe try to wipe off. Let me see if I can do that really quick. Just gonna put a little alcohol in this camera lens. You know how paint gets on our camera lenses? That seems a little bit better. Maybe. Okay. The reason I'm gonna leave this far back because we're gonna do a bigger painting today. I've just been having these cravings for a bigger painting, you guys. So first of all, this is what we did last time. If you missed last week, this is the beautiful painting from last week. Look at all the gorgeous colors and everything. This painting turned out so pretty. I'm so impressed with it. This one's still available in my shop if you're interested. Now this was the one with Floetrol. Remember we tested last week Floetrol with Amsterdam pouring medium. So this was the Floetrol one. And this painting was the Amsterdam one. And I'm going to show you that. This one's sold already. This painting is just truly unique. It's really spectacular. And it's extremely inspiring. It inspired me to do another set of paintings in this same style and color. One thing I wanted to say, so you probably, yeah, very dramatic, right, Jojo? So one thing I wanted to say was let's compare the two of them side by side. Now, I will say that, whoops, gotta be careful. I almost got purple paint on this. I will say that the Amsterdam one, which was this one, it definitely has a sheen to it. And you can see just this really beautiful little light glossy sheen that the Floetrol one does not have. However, having said that, that bottle of Amsterdam pouring medium was so tiny. I think I even have it here in my recycling. Let me pull it out. Okay, this is the size. Look how tiny. And it was like $14. So I don't think it's worth it. What I do think is worth it is I think that you should get the GAC 800 and put it in a little squeeze bottle like this. This is what I do. and put a little shot of this in all of your Floetrol cups. If you do that, you're going to get a similar sheen without all the expense. So yes, I love the Amsterdam pouring medium, and I actually wish they made big bottles of it that weren't that expensive, but is it worth the price? I hate to say that, but I don't think it is worth the price. If they made like big bottles and you could actually buy it affordably, then I would definitely recommend it. But for most of us, it's just out of our range. So so I made an inspired piece. Look at this little cutie. So I made this one inspired by the last one we did last week. It's really pretty too. A little 10 by 10. Hi, Mom. Hi, Alessandra. Chris. If I didn't say hello, hello. If I missed any of you, sorry. Hi, Deb. But this one turned out really super pretty. And this one's going to be available in my shop. It's going to be less expensive. It's just a 10 by 10. I love the way this one turned out. I'm like loving this background because it's blue, but it dries almost to a black, but not quite a black. So, you know, black can be kind of a dead color when you're talking about paintings. And blue, that Payne's, it's like my homemade Payne's gray is what it is. I'll have to come up with like an exact replica for that for you guys to follow, but, and look at this painting. Oh my gosh. I'm so in love with this painting. This is an 18 by 24. And it has a lot of the same feel to it. I'm going to see if I can bring you in a little closer. Oops. Oh my gosh. I don't know why this is being so difficult right now. Hold on a second. All right, there we go. Now, I want you guys to tell me, is it clear for you? Like, can you see the details of this? Because for me, I have a pretty good internet service, but I'm definitely getting, it's kind of fuzzy. Just curious what you guys see. Is it clear for you? Hi, Chris. So this painting is so fun because look at the little dendrites that popped up in this one. Just these pretty little, now I saw a couple of them. And then I thought, I'm going to purposefully put some more in there. I would probably hang it, you know, more vertically. So look how pretty this one turned out. I'm just loving this whole technique. You know, I went back and looked at some of my old videos and I thought, I've done this before, but I didn't have the same control that I have now. So it's kind of fun to come back to something that you, yeah, Cynthia, are you getting a haze? Because I have like a haze on mine too. Sorry you have to go, Deborah, thank you for coming though. Getting a little haze on mine, I'm not sure what to do about it. I did wipe the camera lens off. And I don't know what else to do besides that. Hi, Mamesy. Glenda, if I didn't say hello. Jojo, I think. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys about is, first of all, there's a giveaway. Do I have anything in front of me to give away to show you? No, because that's how unprepared I was today. Whoops. I'm going to give away some split cups. probably 1 or 2 split cups. So if you saw my post on Facebook or Instagram, there was a picture with all these different split cups, and I'm going to give away a couple of those today. I'm going to tell you at the end of the live how to win, and this will be my 3rd week of giveaways, you guys. I'm just trying to say thank you and, build my Instagram following a little bit, and I appreciate all of you who took the time to come and post on Instagram. I know that not all of you were on Instagram, so I appreciate that. So today I want to do another big one. I'm thinking of doing another 18 by 24. Oh, let's see. Yeah, 18 by 24. I think this would be fun. Daughter comes. How cute. Hi, Tara. Nice to see you. Let me unwrap this. International people are absolutely eligible for the giveaway, and you have to pay for your own shipping. I just can't afford to do it all. I can't. But I don't want to exclude you guys, because Canadians are probably one of my favorite people. I love Canada. I want to move to Canada. I think I'm too fat. You can't move to Canada if you're fat. You have to have you have to be in fairly good health, and you have to have money to sustain yourself. So I don't think I'm going to be moving to Canada anytime soon, even though I would love to. But so what's that other thing I was going to say? I don't know. I had all this stuff to talk to you about. Oh, let's look at the colors for today. How about that? So the colors today, it seems like I've been working on purple, but it never shows through in any of my paintings. So today I thought I'm going to focus on some purples, and I'm going to make a few different colors of them. So real quick, I'll walk you through. This is the Treasures Gold Folk Art. Now, absolutely adore these paints. If anyone wants to send me some more of these, I would be forever grateful. I'm in love with these paints, but they are expensive. Sometimes you can get a little Michael's coupon, which is how I bought these. And that's this color right here. Let me show it to you. It's luxuriously magical. It's comparable with anything that I've used by Golden, at least the colors that I've used. It's truly special. It's a special paint, and it dries really special. I'm just going to show you some of the special paints I'm using today. This is the Art Alchemy Metallic Emerald Green, and that is actually, right here. That's this color, and that shows you my paint consistency. I just mixed my colors today with Floetrol and a little shot of that GAC 800 and water if I needed it. Mostly I didn't need water. This bright paint right here, oh, I'm reading this. Hi, Jan. She just got her giveaway mica powders from last week. I'm so excited. So see, people actually win, and I actually send it. So here's the light violet. This one right here. This is a golden light violet. Now this one is really opaque, so you have to be careful how much you use of it. It's going to overtake any color, so you have to be careful with that. And then this one. I love this one. Arteza's Iridescent Acrylic. It is just, I think it's just as pretty as the folk art, to be honest. It's really pretty, and I love these paints. They're just super, super gorgeous. So all the colors of those iridescent ones are really fun to play with. And alizarin crimson, quinacridone violet, phthalo green, The greens are all by Amsterdam. I mixed some of them sap green and a light green, but I just kept mixing them with different colors until I like what they were. Ultramarine blue, white. It's pretty standard. This little yellow that I've had mixed forever, I thought, well, you know, who knows? I might use it. I might use it, I might not. I don't really know. And then gold and my Homemade's Payne's Gray that I'm going to use as a base coat, which I really feel like needs a little tiny bit more water now that I've been sitting here for a second. So you saw the paintings that I've been doing, and did you guys catch the painting I did on the live with the alcohol ink flower? I'm starting to lose track of time, and I can't remember if I showed you the end results for that. Okay. If you guys haven't seen, if you guys aren't my Facebook friends, you should be. You should join me on Instagram. Instagram's a good way. If you don't like Facebook, it's a good way to just see all of my work. I post everything I ever do, behind the scenes footage sometimes. I pretty much post every single thing on Instagram, so it's a good way to catch up, but then you don't have to listen to all of the political stuff. And so it's like, if you're not on Facebook, if you are on Facebook, Heather Mader Art is a good way to catch up with me and kind of see what I'm doing. I usually announce things on Heather Mader Art, and I'll post the links to the lives so you can easily find your way. You know, this is one of those occasions where you hope you don't have to I hope I don't need this color again, because I just literally used every little tiny bit of it. Thank you. Yeah, alcohol inks are funny. I seem to kind of have like a natural talent, but unfortunately, my body does not love them, so I don't like wearing the respirator. So I'll only do them so often because I have to wear the respirator. I'm just too sensitive with my lungs to go without it. So if you guys are buying stuff off Amazon, I hope you're using my shop. My shop numbers were way, way down this month, and you know, it's a great way to buy things that you don't, even if you need like toilet paper or hand sanitizer or whatever, you can always use my shop link and just go through there, and everything that you buy in one sitting, it all get like a tiny, I make a few cents basically off everything that you buy. So it's a really great way to support somebody, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's not extra. They don't inflate the prices. They're just basically like excited that that people are sharing Amazon, choosing to use Amazon, and I'm basically just giving them free, advertising because I'm sharing with all of you guys. So oh, the jumbo push pins, I really like those. Next week I'm going to share with you, it's supposed to be this week, which is what I said last week, but things don't always work out. But I have these cool little canvas structures to lift your canvas up, and I'm going to show those next week when I get the opportunity. Alright, so as you all know, wow, I don't have a towel here at all. Hold on. Liz, we can see you. Technically, we just see you writing, but yes, welcome. Hi, Mary. If I forgot to say hi to Mary, we have to say hi to Mary McWhirter. Sorry. The GAC 800 You guys, if something's not in my shop, you can just buy it. I think that's what I'm trying to let you know. Just go to my shop link on Amazon, and then even if something I have isn't there, you can just shop and buy it and it still will support me. The only caveat is that you have to do it all in one sitting. So you can't put it in your cart and then go have dinner and then come back and add another thing and the next day do something else. Like, that's the only caveat. You literally have to put all the stuff in your cart that you want and check out, and then it will be attributed to my store. So that's kind of how that works. Okay, hi Angela. I've been kind of addicted to these little, what are they called? The little funnel pours. And you guys might be tired of seeing them, but today I decided, I know I've been doing things to you know, make everyone happy, but I really just wanted to do this to make me happy today. So this is what's happening. I just want to do this funnel pour on this big canvas. Yeah, Tara, it's funny. It's a good way to support an artist, really, because we all buy stuff on Amazon, especially during these times right now. So really, my shop numbers should be really high. But I guess I don't push it enough. I hate being pushy. I don't like pushing. I like teaching art. So that's really what this is about. Okay, I'm going to try something. I want to do purples and reds. And obviously red and green. If I mix the red and greens together, I'm going to get mud. So, but I want to use the green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to layer this so the reds and greens are totally separate and the green comes out at a totally different place. So the idea behind this is to put layers of color in between that separates the reds and greens. Yeah, the reds and greens. No, it's not a split funnel bandana. But here's the other part. I want, sorry, I got my train of thought went somewhere just now. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, so I need to interlayer colors here that separate the reds and greens so they don't get muddy. The other thought process is on a big canvas like this, or any canvas, it doesn't really matter what size it is, you want points of light. And what I mean by that is you want points that draw your eye to attention to that point, and that helps with composition. So you can see on the tray of paints here, like what colors do your eyes get drawn to immediately? The light green, the whites, and the yellow is probably the first thing that your eye goes to, right? Most of our eyes will go to this color right away, just naturally. And then, you know, the darker colors are kind of more in the background. So if you think about that kind of stuff when you're painting, it'll help with your results because you're trying to get your eye to go a certain place. So I'm going to start with the purples, and if you would, I'm going to talk through this, but if you'll forgive me, I may not totally show. I don't want to load my cup over the top of this canvas is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to start with a dark purple, and I just got my finger under the bottom of the funnel. And then this is a alizarin crimson or something, however you say it. Quinacridone violet. And then gold. My gold. That 24 karat gold helps make beautiful cells. All right, so the next color we can use that is like a good between red and blue make purple anyway, so this would be a good color to put on here. And then this is the more bluer purple, so that would be the next color I would add. I'm going to add a little bit of this one, being careful not to overdo it. And then the folk art purple. And I love this color, so I'll put a little bit more of it. Alright, so now we have all of the blues and everything, and I'm going to put white, some of this white, in just a really beautiful fine layer over the top. Just a tiny layer to kind of protect all the other colors down there. Then we're going to add the green. That's the dark green. Let's do the phthalo green. I may have too much paint for this, really. And then the light green. Oy, oy, oy. And then just put a little squirt of white in there. Okay. Now, technically you need like a pool here of paint, and I don't have one. I just literally don't, I didn't have enough of this. I might have to make some more while we're on camera. I'm going to slide this onto there. It's really bright here today, isn't it? Now I see this green coming out where the purple is, so my plan did not work at all. So the funnel must negate that. I was thinking I should layer it like the way you do a cup, but the truth of it is I see that's not the same at all. So this is how you learn things. Like, I've never done a funnel pour with opposing colors like this before. And this is partially how you learn. And I think, sometimes people, they watch videos and they just want to know every little possible thing, your pouring medium and what brands of paint and, the technique and everything. And I'm just here to tell you, you gotta try. You really just cannot learn stuff until you try, and then even after that. Look how pretty that is. Not pretty. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta try some things. And so this is absolutely nothing like what I had hoped for. Because the greens and the blues totally mixed with the purples and the reds. So that's fine still, because what that means is I'm going to be able to add some highlights later with the colors that I'm interested in using. Let me move this off my table. And it's totally fine. I'll just have to do it in a different way. It's possible that it could get muddy as I do my balloon rolls and stuff. And if so, oh well, we can scrape it off, right? Hi, Pammy. Nice to see you. So I'm just going to tilt a little bit back and forth here. Some of the things I'm absolutely loving already is just these little green show-through areas. And I think that's what I'm probably going to do is just create another little green cup or something, maybe. I don't know. Tammy, I'm not saying you asked too many questions. You guys, if I didn't want to teach, I wouldn't. Let's just put it like that. If I didn't want to teach, that means that I spend a lot of time off of camera, dealing with questions and helping people learn and answering. I mean, it's just part of what I'm here doing. It's part of what I'm doing. And I love it. But I also think that there's a value in just experimenting. So for those of you, like I had someone contact me today and she was like, oh, I love your work and I just go and kind of watch, people and I bought all these paints, but I haven't tried anything yet. And I'm like, it's kind of just delaying the learning process that way. I mean, you have to be ready, yes, but honestly, you're never going to be totally ready. Because look, I just tried to do something that I thought in my head was going to work, and it didn't turn out the way I thought it was at all. And that means, you have to try. You have to just go for it. And you have to be willing to scrape off paint. And you have to be willing to make mistakes. And it's okay to fail. It's totally, it's not a fail. It is not a fail. These things, this is, learning. This is everybody thinks that you pour it out of the cup and that's the destination. It's not. This is not the destination point, just pouring it out of the cup. It can be if that's what you want. And if you're satisfied with that, it absolutely can be. But it doesn't have to be. It can be part of the journey to something bigger. It can be part of the journey to your learning process, Some interesting things going on in here. Yeah, those gold cells are ridiculous. Oh, yeah, here's the issue. My issue is I am out of paper towels. So so here's one of those things. Really pretty right now. And then if I go over it too many times, it's going to turn into something not pretty. So that's the beauty and the downfall of the balloon roll. I'm going to mix some, this is what I've been doing. I've been mixing some of this high flow. Well, you can't even tell what it is anymore. Alright, the thing about the high flow, it's like water. This is the iridescent pearl. I bought 2 bottles last year and I painted hundreds and hundreds of paintings with it. And I'm not exaggerating. Unless you use a ton of it, you don't use very much and a bottle will last forever, so it's absolutely worth it. It's also what I keep telling people about golden paints. Every now and again I'll get a comment that sounds like people are mad that I'm using golden because they can't afford it, but honestly, it's so much cheaper in the long run than the craft paints. I can't even explain. But I understand, if you don't have the money, you don't have the money to afford a couple bottles of Golden. I go to Jerry's Artorama online, and that is the best place to buy Golden paints. They are much less expensive. Well, I should say the most reasonably priced you can find them. Let's say that. They're not much less expensive, but don't buy them at Michael's. I'm going to tell you that much. Whatever you do, do not buy them at Michael's. Even with the coupon, 50% off, it just seems like, I don't know. So my paints today, I think it's the base coat. I added that water, remember, and I thought I was being so clever, but it is very thin. Jan, prayers to you and your family. And I feel like I'm just blabbing on over here, and I should be paying attention more to what's happening on the chat, but I lose my train of thought. Sorry. Hi, Gina. Gina Bina? I don't know about the I'm definitely thrown by this one in terms of the composition, and I'm hoping it'll come together. I'm having a hard time deciding where to do the balloon rolls at. I don't want to get rid of all of the gold cells, but it is funny how this green is really throwing me off. Definitely is throwing me off. Hi, Dina. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I had a little health scare this week. I packed a bag for the hospital, truthfully, and then I ended up being better, and I don't know, I'm going to go in for some tests on Tuesday so they can figure out what's going on with me. We'll see what's up. Hi, Vicky. What's funny is sometimes the areas that I don't like, the areas I'm struggling with the most are the ones that end up being the prettiest in the long run. Sometimes that happens. I wish you guys could see a true representation of this right here. It is remarkable. I mean, really, really remarkable. The way that pearl is pulling through the green right there. It's looking totally surreal, like the inside of an abalone shell is what this looks like right here. This is really, really pretty. Oh, Tammy, please pick on me. It's totally fine. I can absolutely be picked on. What would life be if we didn't have people giving us a hard time? It'd be so boring. This is interesting. It's coming along, isn't it? There's some amazing little spots in this one. with that pearl. I wish I had a bigger table. So this is what I'm struggling with right now. I have tons of big canvases, but this table, like when I put it like this, it's sticking off the end of my table like 2 inches, and then paint falls on my lap. So I need a bigger table. I have an overhead rig that I think I can use. So with a bigger table eventually when I get one. So that's one of my goals. Oh my gosh, that green that just comes through is so unusual and beautiful. I'm just really enjoying watching it come out. Tammy, you're so sweet. You guys are all so sweet. You know, seriously. You don't know how many times that you make my day. Alright, that's where we're going to start getting mud. If I keep going over this area, even though I'm not fully satisfied with it. Yeah, I have one of those plastic pans, but when I set it on this table, it's like then I just felt like it kept bending. It didn't feel stable to me. Alright, this is part of my issue. I really, really, really need to work on this from this angle for just a second. Sorry if this is off camera, but this is for the betterment of the painting for a minute. Some of this blue needs to come, the dark color needs to be pulled through, and the only way for me to do it is to get a different angle. So there's a lot of things I love about this and things I don't. The composition is off. I need more of this Payne's gray, and I don't have any more, so what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm gonna strategically place some of it where I want it to be. I have like 1 teaspoon left or something. Thank you for tips in the tip jar. Thank you so much, because it really, 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 really makes a difference to me. Buying a painting, if you want a painting, you guys, you can always buy in my shop, And then if you see something that that's not in that you saw me paint but's not in my shop, try connecting with me via email or something, or Facebook, however you want to. And that sometimes I can give it to you for less if you contact me directly, because my shop takes these fees that are so high, and I have to mark the painting up to cover shipping costs, and because my shop does this weird thing with shipping, and so there's a lot of reasons if you want to contact me directly. But if you want to see a body of my work, Instagram is a good place to see. It's pretty, but it's just getting too much for me. I don't know. I'm going to add a few highlights in here and see what happens. Maybe a few of these little green highlights. Yeah, I've used the knot end of the balloon. It interrupts that pretty pattern that I like. So I try to cut it off. I purposefully cut it off whenever I can. And you can see how I'm just going to end up, this whole thing will just end up in balloon rolls really easily if I just keep going. There's so many pretty parts though. I hate to scrape it off. I don't know. What do you mean close up the center? Angela, you said, could I close up the center? Are you asking for a close-up, or are you asking me to balloon roll the center together? Oh, to link the center? Well, yeah, but what I'm seeing here, I'm going to describe to you guys what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is this all up here is too busy. I need more Payne's gray, and in certain areas, I think, to create more balance. So one thing we can do is, I'm not scared of scraping some of this paint off. I like the center too because it's dark, and that's where I want more darkness interspersed throughout this to create more balance. But if I can't get that, then maybe what we do is we work with what we have. So how could we work with what we have without making it worse? All right, this is what I'm going to try to do. I can barely reach that other end. I'm going to have to turn it around, but I just wanted to see it like this for a minute. You got to turn your paintings, you guys, if you're trying to just see your painting. And really, the best thing to do, like what I would do if I wasn't in a live, I should probably tell you this. If I wasn't in a live, I would probably step away from this. I would go get a drink, make myself a cup of tea. I would go to the restroom. Maybe switch the music I'm listening to. I would do something that takes my mind away from this, and I could see it differently when I came back. Yes, I mean, obviously, like, Stacy, if you watch Lamb with Heartfelt Artistry, she uses the cup to do her little her little, I don't know what she calls them, just her lip technique or whatever. So yeah, of course. Yeah, this is not working at all. I don't know what it is. The paint, maybe, I think the base coat I had on here is just too thin today. Because it's just picking up the paint. Huh. Carrie, I think you have the best idea I've heard so far. So I think I'm going to set this aside for a minute because not only will the paint thicken a little bit, but then I'll have a fresh eye on it. Even though I'd like to just complete it for you guys right here and right now, I'm going to do it this way because it's a good plan. And then we'll do another painting in the meantime. The other thing is sometimes, man, the ones I don't like while I'm doing them are the ones that turn out the prettiest in the end. I don't know what that is about. Other than the fact that I'm just too hard on myself, maybe. Let's do one of these. That's right, Lamb calls it cupping. That's her cupping technique. So I'm all out of the Payne's Gray. So instead, I wonder what I have I could just use right away that I wouldn't have to mix. Kind of loving the dark colors right now. This is just black. Maybe not my favorite background color, but it's what we're going to use today. I just want a micro thin layer. Yeah, I love Prussian blue. I'm just really starting a love affair with Prussian blue. I haven't really used a lot of it, and it's really pretty. It dries really dark, almost like black, but not black, and I love Payne's Gray for that too. Wow, 97 people. What were you guys expecting? Some live painting or something? Here we all are together, just chilling out on a Friday night. This is what we do. This is what creative artists do. Hi, Chelsea. Okay. I have so many pretty colors of purple. Do a swipe. Now here's the thing. I can do a swipe. If I do a swipe, okay, I'll do a swipe, but I might have to thin a couple colors. If I do a swipe, definitely need a little bit more of the base coat on this side. If I do a swipe, technically I wouldn't have wanted to put a base coat down. I know people do. I personally am not a fan. Because as you swipe the color, you're going to get black under there coming up. So, not a huge fan of that. my gosh, this makes me just want to keep doing this. This is how you know I'm addicted, y'all. I'm like, ooh, that looks so cool. I want to just keep doing that. Hi to all the new viewers. Sorry, I'm extremely focused on my painting right now. It's very happy to have you join me today. Let's all give a round of virtual applause for Cheryl, my moderator, because she is awesome. Well, at least it gave us a natural line to follow. These paints are rather thick. I did not mix them for a swipe, so we can see what will happen. Sometimes you can still accomplish a swipe even if you haven't mixed your paints for it, if you use a very thin color for your swipe color. So we can see it's possible that this will not make a swipe, but this is a good practice. I don't always have to show you absolute perfection. Sometimes it's good to show you what happens when you don't do something. So these paints would be great for flip cups, balloon rolls. The paint is fairly thick. I like that little pop color right there. It's pretty. That little pop. All right, now I'm going to see if I can put some greens in there. So maybe a layer of blue. So I add the blue, so then now when I add the greens, hopefully blue and green look good together, and it's kind of far away from the red. This just demonstrates exactly what I was trying to say earlier, which was putting the red and green away from each other, either in the cup or on your canvas, and you can use them together without getting mud. Another way is to use Mod Podge. I learned that from Lamb with the Heartfelt Artistry, because she uses Mod Podge, and wow, it really, really keeps things separate, and that makes sense because it's like a glue. And glue tends to keep things separate. All right. And one more color down here. This is not used that Art Alchemy paint at all. So let me give it a little action. I'm gonna put some of this black paint into a cup. This is going to be my swipe color. I need water. I can also swipe with a wet, damp paper towel or whatever, but just the dampness helps with the swiping effect. But I actually just like using that might be too thin. And again, you know, trial and error, you guys. We didn't put any gold in here. Oh, you all know I can't do that. That's like a travesty. I gotta put some gold. Maybe just fill a little of the empty spaces here with some gold. See what happens. Gold is one of those things that just goes with every single color. There is not a color that gold does not go with, really. So it's fun to incorporate. Have I done my recipe for the mysterious? Yes, I've already completed it, and I keep saying I'm going to put a video out, and then I keep working on commissions. So it just seems like every time I have a chance to paint, it's either a live or it's a commission. So I'm just covering the canvas here, but I will do it, I promise. It's really easy, actually, and it just requires a couple of things to buy. I'm just trying to launch it like a, I wanted to share some with Waterfall Acrylic with Karen, and get it sent to her, which I just got it packaged up, so it won't be long before I share that, I promise. I don't usually do little swipes like this, so this is going to be interesting. All right. Life is busy. It really is, even in these days, I swear. And it's like I have 2 jobs, and being an artist is awesome. It's just getting yourself out there. People always, I think people want like a really quick fix when it comes to how do I sell my work, how do I, and I can give a ton of advice, trust me, I can, and I do. But also, there's just no lying, it just takes a lot of work. It's a grind. It really is a grind. And you have to really love it. You have to love what you're doing and make sure that you love what you're doing, even when you're not being successful, even when times are slow, even when no one's watching you, even when people are watching you. That's a hard one too. So I don't have any paper towels today. I just now realized. So this is going to have to be one of these. Now, we'll see what happens. I am wiping this off between each one, just because I don't want to really deposit the red with the green, but I might at some point. For this moment right here, let's see. I'm going to see if I could bring you in. No. There we go. A little bit closer, so you guys get to see all the pretty cells developing. I mean, after all, isn't that the fun part of the swipe? Is watching all those beautiful colors pop through. I love that part. So here's the pretty colors coming through. And then, this is wild, you guys, totally wild. I tend to be more conservative with swipes, so this is actually really stressful for my Virgo nature to see all these colors smushed together. I don't know. Like, oh, my Virgo self wants to stress out at all this purple. Purple's a hard one for me. I do it, but oof, I'm not the greatest at it, I'll tell you. At accepting it, like for what it is. Alright, now one thing I'm going to do. That folk art, I know you guys probably can't see this, but this folk art treasures line that I showed you, if you missed it, this is what it is. Those cells are, I mean, I just want to cuss. I want to cuss, they're so good. I just want to cuss. They're just so pretty. I'm going to make some of my little balloon roll flowers here. One, two, three, four, five. I'm kind of a fan of 5 because I think our eyes like 5, 3. I'm going to add a little bit of these colors in from the bottom so it kind of ties it together. And maybe it'll look like leaves too, who knows? I don't know. I just like that green, truthfully. And I'm going to scoot this down a little bit. I think I have a little bit of a shifting. This thing gets coated with paint, this grate, and then pretty soon it's really hard to, it becomes unbalanced. And I can't really scrape all the paint off of it. Oh, how pretty. So the little red from the top, remember we put the red on the swipes, so now that little red from those swipes is going to come through. When I do my little balloon roll. Just those funky little surprises sometimes is the thing that is one of the things I just love about this type of art. Is it's almost like we try for things and we can try to do the best, and you know, like if I really want to do a swipe that has a certain look to it, I could certainly mix up the paints and probably accomplish it, or copy another artist and their style. Like eventually you can learn it just like they can, but it's the little surprises that are unexpected that maybe you weren't imagining. Those are the ones I love the most. Oh my gosh, it looks like a little leaf. That's what I hoped would happen at some point, is one of these little guys right here would end up looking like a leaf. And I'm going to try to make that one really look like a leaf in a second here. Whoops! Black paint took over. Just remember, your balloon picks up that top layer of paint, so sometimes I'll deposit a little bit on my balloon here, and I'm trying to leave it on the canvas, but it doesn't always cooperate. Thank you, Marguerite. Sorry. Marguerite. It's a beautiful name. And then I also, one thing I do try to do is, so this is starting to get a little bit muddy. This flower is going to be really pretty, but the truth is it's getting a little muddy, so why not go in with some of that color and just we can just pop it in there. We don't have to settle for what's there. We can always just play around with it a little bit. Maybe put a little of this dark purple in here. This is a fun painting, actually. I'm like thoroughly enjoying doing this little painting. Oh, it's gonna be pretty. This little flower here. Oh. There's a little part there that's messed up. Let me just try to fix that with a little bit of white. There we go. Maybe not the same flower that we had, but it's pretty. Now I'm going to say the same thing for this one. Let's add some of the... Hi, Kelly. Let's add some of this right here just to pop that color back in. And maybe a little bit right here too, since we're doing it. Sometimes I notice too, like they change as they sit here, and I need to make little adjustments here and there. Which is sometimes you'll see me do like a perfect flower, but then later I go back over it. It's because as I'm sitting here, I'm watching it actually change a little bit, and I know it's not going to stay that way. So, all right, let's do this little. This is the boat almost done. This painting is adorable. How bright and happy is this painting, you guys? Really. Oh, I love how that red played in right there. Really pretty. Yeah. Oh, that's really pretty too. I think that's it for this one, you guys. I love this painting, and it's gonna dry really well. There's not a ton of paint anywhere on it, so let me show it to you. Oh, I Heather. Whoops. Damn. Oh, this is how we fix it. A little drop that I don't want on there just appeared. It came off my glove. So remember, all these paints were pretty thick, but my swipe color I just made thinner. So if you want to try, sometimes it works, especially with Floetrol it works. Let me say that. Especially with Floetrol, it works. And sometimes it doesn't work with, if you're using glue. I'm not super facile with glue anyway, but Mod Podge is really hard to get swipes if you use Mod Podge. Thank you, Marguerite. I appreciate that so much. Terry. Let's see. You guys, you should go back and watch some of my older videos. Today I went back and watched one from like a year ago. You know, my balloon rolls were very slow. Very, 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 very slow. And you guys can see exactly how I was doing them. Isn't this pretty? Look at this. I had no high hopes for this painting. And that is so gorgeous. Let's bring the other one back and see what's going on with it, because I don't know, I'm in love with this. Is that bad to say about your own work? But I swear, you guys brought this painting to life. This painting, I just really didn't think, when I first saw this swipe, I was like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it, but truly, very pretty. So now, let's bring this one back, and maybe I can see it with a fresh eye, because what if, oh, it's big. This is the 18 by 24, in case you just joined us. The purple that's making all of these cells is a combination of this is the Treasure Gold Folk Art topaz purple, and the 24 karat Deco Art. The combination of those two is what's making most of these cells. Okay, so, you know what it makes me think of? First of all, I should back you out a little bit. My hand is so dirty. Hold on. Let's see if that helps. Woo! Hey. Good Lord. So, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. The black will smooth itself out to a point because I use Floetrol. Floetrol is self-leveling. That means it levels itself. You don't have to worry too much. You can't leave big, thick spots necessarily. If you do, it will level itself out. And that's how sometimes people say they come back and they've lost all their patterns. It's because you had too much paint on your canvas. So what I'm thinking now is, okay, yes, we have some pretty things here, but I love what just happened. So what would happen if we did a really pretty swipe on both sides of this painting? Obviously, it's going to be interesting too because the what is that stuff called? The golden high flow. Sorry, it took me a second to remember. The golden high flow. It's already all throughout this painting, so you're gonna get some cool, beautiful iridescent effects just flowing through this. I don't need to add a lot. The reason I'm adding more paint is just for the clarity of color, and that's literally the only reason. I'm just trying to put some pretty colors in here. Oops, I already did that one. Huh. Ah! I forgot how full that cup was. You guys think I'm crazy? Too much. Okay, Tammy, let me explain what I mean by too much paint. Okay? What I mean by too much paint is this. Floetrol levels itself out. Think of it like water. Like water finds its lowest point no matter where it is. So if you take a cup of water and you pour it at the top of a hill, eventually, not a cup, but whatever, eventually it's going to go to the bottom of the ravine. Let's just say like that. That's the nature of water, and Floetrol is like that. So what you need to do is you need to start out with a pattern that's less than what you're trying to create, because you know it's going to spread and fall. So whenever you're thinking about putting a pattern on, you know, you don't stretch it to the point where you're like, oh, okay, it's perfect. You stretch it to the point where it's gonna be perfect after it levels out and you take all the extra paint off the canvas. And people have asked me, why do you kind of paint in stages? And that's why, because I can have full control over how much paint is on my canvas if I paint in stages like that. And it just gives me a level of control that you can't get any other way. So that's really the main reason why I do it. Alright, we're going to add white, and then the last color here I think will be the gold. I'm still thinking about that other painting. Like, I don't know. It was a happy accident. Oh, you guys, I don't know if you can hear the ice cream truck. Not me. I can't have any ice cream right now. I have not been well. I have to stay away from all kinds of things right now. My stomach. So, instead of, I could take forever and do, I will use this, but also I'm going to take one of these big sheets and cut it. I'm going to try to cut it just for the purpose of swiping a little broader of an area. These are the sheets that you get between the canvases when they ship you the canvases. So, and I like to cut them all different shapes. Like, you'll notice I have some that are round, some that are square, some with the sharp edge. All of those give a different effect as you're swiping. All right, you guys, this painting looks like a hot mess. Let's not lie. I know you're all sticking around just to see if I'm going to pull this off, but don't worry, I'm sticking around to see if I'm going to too. I'm going to add, now we still need a swipe color. Gosh, I'm torn. I'm going to, I don't know. I'm torn. I wish I had more of the blue, honestly, but let me see. I'm literally just almost completely out of it. Let me see if I can just make something real quick, similar. Mamesy, she's like, I still believe it. Well, I appreciate the belief, because trust me, I need it. I need the support, because sometimes I'm like, do I believe that this is going to work out? I don't know. This paint is super lumpy. So let me run this through my popsicle stick here. I know you can't see the whole canvas, but look, if I just move it 1 centimeter, that's the edge. See? You're not missing anything right at this moment. I will move it out. I need to wipe my hands. Hold on a second. All right, so a little bit more water. I'll zoom out the camera. I'm going to finish this painting, and then we'll talk about the giveaway that's at the end of this one. I'm loving that you guys are joining me Fridays live. It's pretty cool. I love the support. It's fun. Yeah, now you can't see all the details, but you know, maybe you can see a little bit better. That's about as good as it's gonna get. Okay. I'm gonna just even out some of this paint a little bit. And that's just by rocking it back and forth. I'm not trying to eliminate like all of that beautiful dark space in here. I'd like to keep some of it if I can. But this will just spread the paint back and forth a little bit. And then side to side. If you have too much paint on, if you found that you have put too much paint for your swipe and you know it's going to be hard to get off, you can always go to the side. Now, this is a challenge what I'm doing here because, you know, I'm trying to control 2 sides at once. And so anything I do to one side is doing the wrong thing for the other side. So That's one of the challenges of this, of doing it this way for sure. All right, here we go. Maybe one little tiny bit more water. And then I promise I will swipe it for you guys. All right. Yeah, Mamesy, that's my point. That's my hope, is that I'm going to get a beautiful result here. I'm going to stretch out a little bit of this color in the center, you see. Make it more prominent, I guess, is what we're doing. But it's black, so it's not, this is black. It's not going to be exactly the same. This painting is ridiculously ugly right now. I'm just saying, oh my god. Do you ever have paintings like that where you're just like, woof? Yeah, Mamesy, you want to be a moderator for me? I would love it. I'd love to have it. It would be fun. And hi, Australia. She says no. Moderator is a hard job. It's a hard work. Cheryl, when she moderates, she doesn't even get to watch the whole. She doesn't even get to watch the feed, unfortunately. And so she makes a pretty big sacrifice to help. Wow, that is so pretty right here. That treasure, folk art treasure pulling through. Now, if the canvas is too dry, which is what's happening down here right now, you're going to hit raw canvas, dry canvas, and then it's unfortunate. It's a little unfortunate. And I am seriously going to have to put another color down here. That's what's going on. Like we'll do a run of white down the bottom for starters. And then maybe one of the greens that didn't pull through that much. Because it's hot here and some of these colors are already just starting to dry. That's how long it took me to get these on here. Not a perfect science. Oops. Here's the other thing. I try to use the curved side up. Like, there's a little curved side to most of these. Plastics. I don't know why, but I mean, it's hot for an Oregonian. It wasn't, I mean, it's not hot. You guys would laugh if I told you how hot it was. It was like 85 or something. But I am a baby. I've lived in a very temperate environment for a very long time. I'm extremely childish about the weather. I have autoimmune disorder, so I'm not very good at controlling my body temperature. I get really hot really quickly. Oops, again. I give advice, but I don't take it. Wow, thanks so many people here tonight. That was great. Last Saturday I did one. We had a little light turnout because I had to change the time. But it's so nice to see all of you here. Thank you for coming. I have a feeling that this one's going to turn into one of those gardens too, like the other one. Now, the downside is I have to make a little bit more black still because I just don't quite have enough. It's okay, it only takes a second. It's just a regular black paint, and then you just mix it with a little bit of water to make it thinner. All right, I'm going to do one more swipe and then on this side, and then we're going to turn it around. I kind of like that little green popping through there, so I don't really want to ruin it. And then like this one down here is pretty boring. But they take time to develop. So if you don't like something right away, you can always just wait. Like this painting, what did we do? We went and set it aside. We did a whole nother painting. We came back to it. Now here we are working on it again, you know. And then at the very end, if you still don't like it and you're still just like, ugh, scrape it off. Who cares? I mean, really. It's just so much better to have something that you're in love with than something that's mediocre, in my opinion. An exciting thing that happened to me, you guys, I can't wait to share. I got off my wish list a very, very dear patron of mine, someone who I really owe a lot of my creativity outlet to. She's someone that's supported me since the beginning, and she bought an easel for me off my wish list. I'm so excited because I have projects that I want to do that don't require a table, that I need gravity to help the paint go down. So I'm really excited to be able to start some of those projects. And I know most of my audience is fluid acrylic, but you know, I can't ever just do one thing, I guess. That's the truth of it. I'm using this smaller tool because I kind of like the spaces. I forgot about that. If you use a big tool, you don't get these cool... See, these spaces right here is part of the original pour popping through. And it creates a lot of interest in that way. So I forgot, if you never use it, the smaller ones, then you can't really utilize that part. This is totally dry, like bone dry right here. And let's put some of this right here. Kathy, prayers to you for your surgery. Hope everything comes out perfectly. All right. Am I boring you guys yet? I'm just curious. Is anybody bored yet? It is so messy here. I don't know how you can see the difference, how you can see the painting anymore versus my board, but, you know, here we go. Okay, so now this is what I wanted. This is what I was hoping for. A beautiful space in between. Now, what if we do like we did with the other garden? What if we do the balloon rolls, flowers in the center of this? Oh my gosh, some of the colors on this are just exquisite. And not colors I would ever normally pick, so it's fun to see. Like, I wouldn't normally pick these for a swipes, but that's kind of what makes it fun when you decide to do something outside of the box, you know? Alright, so I could put a line of flowers here and a line of flowers there, or I could take a chance and run them straight through the black. Now, I don't know. I think I'm going to do that for time purposes. It's 6:30. I've been on for an hour and a half already, which is insane. But also, my phone battery, like, it's only going to last so long. And so it could just end at any moment. Now the giveaway, I guess I should talk about that before we run out of battery life here. The cup giveaway. For all of you who have been following me on Instagram, deepest gratitude to you. And that is how you are going to win the cup. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Instagram, and when I get done painting, I will post a painting of today's live. Probably that other little flower garden, depending on how this one turns out. I don't know. I will post it live, and when you see that post, there'll be instructions underneath on what number that you need to be in order to win the cup. So it's a good little fun way to win something. It helps build my channel because basically the algorithms was like, oh, she's popular. And it'll give me a little boost, at least for a day. I don't know if it works in the long term, but, you know, at least for a day it helps, and every little bit helps. And that's how you're going to win the cups. And I'm going to give away a couple. International people, yes. International people, you can absolutely try to win. But I'm going to tell you, you have to pay for your own shipping. If you are in continental United States, well, let's just say if you're in the United States, I'll pay for shipping. If you are in Alaska or Hawaii, I don't know. You know. I don't know if I even have any. I do have a Hawaiian viewer that bought a beautiful painting from me a while ago. So I don't have people from all over the world. Australia, yep, I'll send it to you. You just have to pay for the shipping. So that's the caveat for that. All right, you guys, I'm going to try to do the little balloon kisses on here. We don't know what's going to happen. Why? Because the truth of the matter is it could just pick up all this color and white and then leave nothing behind, which is totally possible. I'm going to start by just like giving these an initial shape. Wow, this painting is really, really, really pretty. All right, so like that gives the flowers like their initial sort of shape, and then we can work with what that is. Thank you for coming, Laura. Sorry this was such a long one. You can enter as many times as you like. You can make as many comments as you want on Instagram. The one thing I'm going to say, though, is replies do not count. So you have to, each unique and comment that's uniquely yours. In other words, if you're replying to someone else, that doesn't count. Also, saying more than one word helps the algorithm if you guys want to really, really help me out. So that is how you can win one of the cups. And stay tuned for next Friday, you guys. Next Friday, 5 live, West Coast time. We'll be doing another painting, another session, another giveaway, because that's how I roll right now. I really want to give back. I just feel like I've just been so blessed. I just want to give back. It's time for me to really, really give back to people in a meaningful way, besides just teaching, which I do love to do, but I just feel called. I don't know. I have a lot of little gifts that people would probably like to have, and I'm trying to do this backwards. I want this one to go this way, and I'm trying to make it, and it's hard. It is really hard. I'm going to turn this around real quick, and then I'm going to work on this for one more, maybe 2, 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to say goodbye to all of you lovely people. Look how pretty this turned out. I'm really excited. Don't forget to make a PayPal donation if you want to support this channel. Shop my Amazon link. That's one other way you can do it. The other thing you can do is watch and share. You guys, sharing is awesome. It's really an easy way for you to support an artist that you love. Not just me, anyone that you love. Share their channel. Tell everybody. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your Instagram, social media. We need that support. And that really makes a big, huge difference in the long run. So those are all ways that you can support your artist. And then, of course, buy artwork. I constantly still buy things from other artists. I think it's important, even though I have no space for it. And I know a lot of the people that have bought from me over the last year and a half, they're other artists too. We have to support each other, and that's one of the ways to do it, is to buy art from the artists that you love. All right, here we go. One last big push for the flowers, and then whatever happens after this, I'm still going to say goodbye. I'll probably let this set for a few and then work on it a little bit more off camera. But overall, pretty painting. Thanks for stopping by today. Let me show you. I'm actually going to get the camera down. While we say goodbye to each other, I'm going to show you what this painting looks like up close. There we go. We're going to lose the microphone, the external microphone here, but that's okay. Here's all the beautiful, pretty cells on this one. Thank you, Lori, Paulette. Have a beautiful night. Carrie, I love you too. You're awesome. Susie, it was nice to see you here. And Jojo. Mamesy, always love seeing your little name pop up. And Anne and Marguerite and Carrie. Anna. Cheryl, of course. We couldn't do this without you, could we? Lola, thanks so much for coming. Karma Cat, Elizabeth, hey and away Rebecca, all of you, thank you so much. I hope you love this painting, and I love all of you. Be safe, take care, and as always, I can't wait to make more art videos just for you. Bye.